And we're back here at the National Center of Excellence in Colorado Springs, Colorado. This is the 2020 Poomsae Grand Slam final presented by USA Taekwondo. And this is session, believe it or not, 17. This is session 17, and this is the 31 and over pairs competition. So elite level competitors with a ton of experience going to be out here showing you high caliber technique. We've got tons of sessions left, so we're glad you're here with us, but we're also glad you're logged on. And remember, we'll take your comments, we'll take your feedback, so don't forget to leave it to us on Facebook. But right now, we're up with the first pair competition. This is 31 over, and you're watching the 2020 Poomsae Grand Slam final here at the National Center of Excellence in Colorado Springs.
Up first in our over 30 pairs competition, Fu and Chan.
So here we are, we're back in session 17 for the over 30. It's 31 and over. Mixed pairs competition. Up first is David Chan and Carissa Fu, two athletes I know pretty well as they've been elite athletes in our pool, but also tournament committee members and worked for the organization to help run smooth events. Again, it's Kumgong. Again, we have David.
Always a tough one.
Yeah, we have David Turgeon here, so thanks again for joining us. He's going to join us for all 4 rounds, hopefully, if he can. We'll take him as long as we get him. We're going to start with Carissa Fu as they're doing their form. When they finish, I'm going to talk a little bit about Carissa, as let's just watch and admire.
Doing a good job here, keeping themselves synced together. Really working on holding their balance and keeping steady in that crane stance.
Yeah, really good here. Just really good timing, really good balance.
Yeah,
no bobble at all. Impressive.
Yeah. And a great start. A little bit of a overstep on that last one by Dave there, but a great performance to start off this competition for them.
Yeah, Dan Chuang seems pleased. Again, two of the nicest people. I know they were engaged. Are they married
They
now?
are married. They got
That's
married last summer.
Fantastic. So husband and wife team out there. It's Carissa Fu, is the highlighted athlete here in round number 1 from T-Boss competition team and always been coached by Dan Chuang. Carissa, who's been in our pipeline in both sparring and Poomsae for a long time. At 30 years of age, she's from Boston, Massachusetts. She has done a ton of schooling, both undergraduate and graduate. She was an undergrad at Princeton University, coached there by Rex Hatfield, and Masters of Science at Boston University, at the University School of Medicine, well, in anthropology.
And the list goes on.
Should I keep going, folks? I probably won't because we might be here till tomorrow, but she also is the 2019 U.S. National Team member for Senior Women's 1. She's the 2018. She earned her 4th Dan.
Ayers and Ha.
In 2017, she won a gold at the Canadian Open and the Costa Rican Open. So she won a bronze and a wildcard recipient at that President's Cup, and she really enjoys escape rooms, puzzles, running tap dance, teaching at her dojang, and watching musicals and plays. Before I end, she's the director of program operations at the Lawn Institute and healthcare nonprofit think tank. Told you I could go on forever and ever on Carissa Fu. Up next, though, this is Jessica Ayers and Kwajin Ha. Jessica Ayers is 34 years of age, from Alliance Taekwondo Center in Dewang Lee. Her home coach is Giselle Ayers. Coaches here are Sang Jae Lee and Rosalind Lee. She's from San Diego, California. She attended San Diego State and a Bachelor of Science in Kinesiology.
Well, we have some really talented athletes inside and outside of Taekwondo here.
Yeah, that's another.
Their accomplishments don't stop it on the Taekwondo mat, that's for sure. Really holding it together, trying to give their best performance out there.
Wow, great job.
Great.
Jessica Ayers, 2016 National Championship. She won a gold medal. 2016 President's Cup, also a gold medal. She followed up 2017 with a National Championship gold medal and a President's Cup gold medal. And then in 2018 took a Nationals bronze and a President's Cup gold. So just 16, 17, 18 solid performances. In 2019, the silver medalist from the National Championships, but did win a bronze medal at the 2019 President's Cup. She's a certified massage therapist and an Asian body worker. I love to spend time with my family. Jessica Ayers, the highlighted athlete in round number 1.
Up next, Lee and Kim.
So we're back with Sun Jin Lee and Jik Hyuk Kim. So Sun Jin Lee, the highlighted athlete here, from Allen, Texas, 40 years of age, and attends S.J. Lee Taekwondo. You know a little bit about these athletes.
Now, you know, yeah, we talked about Sung Jin Lee when she competed individually. She was an outstanding athlete in her individual division. So here she is working with a pairs partner. And we saw a lot of good performance from her individually. I'm sure we're going to see it here too as a pair.
Little bobble
Little
by
bob,
both
a little
players.
bit of shake there, and again, nothing major because they're not moving their foot and they're not touching down, but definitely minor mistakes.
Good, solid performance though.
Yeah, they held it together. They had a little bit of shaking there, but nothing major.
Yeah, it's
With
been
a good
impressed at
performance.
this point to see.
This is a tough form to start off with.
It's a tough division.
So-
You know, it's going to have some world champions in this division, if I'm not mistaken. It's also going to have, as you can see, Carissa and Dan coming in as the younger athletes coming into the 30 plus.
Up next, Men Chavez and Wong.
So it's Kim Chavez and Justin Wong. Kim is the highlighted athlete in round 1 from Just Taekwondo and coached by Justin Wong. Kim is 31 years of age from Carson, California. She attended, or still attends, I beg your pardon, the University of Southern California, working on a Master of Science in Applied Psychology. She took a bronze medal at the National Championships in individual. She took first place at the pairs, mixed pairs, at the Phase 2 GrandSlam not long ago. In 2014, she was the Freestyle World Championships bronze medalist. She loves getting coffee and trying new restaurants in her spare time. Highlight athlete here is Kim Chavez.
Yeah, and Kim is a great competitor. She's been around for a long time. She helps out a lot. As you said, she's with Justin at his dojang, and she helps out the coaching as well a lot. So she really knows what she's doing, and she's now applying it for herself as well as for her athletes.
That's a good point. You see a lot of athletes in the sparring also compete and coach, and they try to do both, but it's difficult. Is it as difficult to do both as in Poomsae as it is in sparring.
I think it always is because, you know, when you're trying to focus on your athletes, when you're trying to be a coach, that does take away from what you can, the time you can spend on yourself. So it always makes it much harder. It's double duty that you're trying to.
Yeah, it is. It's really hard to be selfish. You're right. No question about it. Solid effort there by these two athletes. Again, we do get an opportunity to see the scores, but we don't really look at them. I haven't really looked at them. So I don't know. I'll be just as surprised as you after the first round to see what the scores are. So this is 31 and over. So you're seeing a different color dough box now because they're going to be older. Is that correct?
So once you, it's 51 and over, wear the gold dough box.
Okay.
And so this division, 31 and over, it includes everybody. And these are two athletes who are competing at that older age group.
Up next, Doolittle and Joe.
Yeah, that's a good point. So
yeah, so they're really really sticking with it, and even though they're over 50, they're trying to hang with the 30-year-olds in this division.
yeah, so this is this team of I beg your pardon, this pair of Brian Joe and Tu Doolittle. Let's highlight Tu Doolittle real quick. She's from NTA Taekwondo Colleyville, coached by Sang Jae Lee. She's 55 years of age from Coppell, Texas. Some people say Coppell, it's Coppell. She's from Western Michigan University. She earned a graduate and a BS in industrial design. 2019 Poomsae national team, where she earned a silver medal at the World Cup, also in Wuxi, China. She's looking sharp here. 2011 and 2016 U.S. national team member, and in 2018 and 2016 she won a gold medal at the Senior Pan Am Championships, and she's a multiple-time President's Cup gold medalist. She loves to cook. She manages and teaches at NTA Colleyville. She takes care of her son and husband, and helps with Texas State Poomsae Taekwondo Committee in her spare time.
A little bit of wobbling there, a little bit of shaking, but holding it together and doing a good job.
I totally agree. Would people call this unfair? I mean, they're 55 years of age, competing in a division with 30-year-olds, 31-year-olds.
Yeah, there are a lot of people that would like to see a third pairs division of like over 45 or 50, 51 and up pairs division.
Understand.
And give that opportunity for them to have their own division. But it's inspirational to see these two stick in there and really.
Yeah, they saw a really good performance.
Yeah, and Tu's a great competitor. I mean, she really puts everything into it. I remember actually 2011, I believe, was the first time she was able to get onto the represent the United States, where she had one of those alternate spots that she got the opportunity to step up and go to World Championships in 2011.
Next up, Wen and Yang.
Of all the Poomsae athletes, I probably have the most interaction with Tu Doolittle, and the reason why is she's close to where I live. She's a student of my brother-in-law, and I just spent a lot of time with her, and she is very intense.
Yes.
So we have Tua Nguyen and Pak Sung Young. Both these athletes have already made a national team in other disciplines here. At this Poomsae Grand Slam final, you see they're doing solid work here.
Very solid.
Maybe the team to beat. I'm probably not going on a limb saying that, correct?
Not too much on a limb. I mean, they are definitely favorites. And you mentioned that they've already placed on the team. Tua has already placed twice on the team. So if there's a win here by these two, she's going to have to make a tough decision as to which event she's going to drop. As we talked about before, you can only have 2 spots.
So Tua Nguyen from TKD 2XL and coached by Bob Maves. She's 49 years of age from Seattle, Washington. She's a dentist, as she earned that degree from the University of Maryland in 2000. We talked about it. She's been a world champion before. She's also a World Cup individual gold medal and a national champion and U.S. Open champion. So basically won every tournament once or twice that she's been in. She enjoys her pets, her cats, and her dogs. She put cats first. I wonder if she enjoys her cats more than her dogs. I'm curious to know.
So that was a solid performance by those two.
Yeah,
And as you said, they may be the ones to beat, or they're in there.
Yeah, I say that, but again, we talked about the age. They're 45 and 49. It sure doesn't seem to bother them. But there's some younger teams in here now, so things are maybe a little different.
Our final competitors of round 1, Kim and Wen.
So here's a great pair coming out here. And Claire Kim here. As we know, Claire was one of our first gold medalists as a pair in World Championships, and I believe it was 2012.
Is that Jason Wong, her partner? Or no?
When Jason Wong was her partner.
Yeah, I do know that.
Now she has a new partner here because she took some time off and wasn't competing for a while, and now she's kind of getting back into the mix.
Well, Johnny Nguyen, an elite athlete. We're going to talk a little bit about Claire Kim. We'll come back to Johnny. Don't worry. I know him well. Claire, coached by Bob Maves, 39 years of age from Orange County, and she's a 5-time U.S. national team member. She is a world champion, as David told you, in 2012, world Poomsae champion in the pairs competition in Colombia, down in South America.
So another interesting fact about both these athletes is they were both on the very first U.S. Poomsae team in 2006 with me. So I've known them for a long time. They're phenomenal athletes.
Yeah, Johnny Nguyen, extreme elite athlete, as I talked about before. Johnny Nguyen's been on other national teams in sparring as well. So
Yeah.
Johnny Nguyen, I was his coach on a collegiate team for a national team. I was his coach there, so spent a lot of time with Johnny Nguyen. And the thing I can say about him is he's so explosive. He's a really explosive elite athlete, and can do it. He's a really good martial artist. He does a lot of everything. So here we're gonna have the scores after round 1 coming up here shortly. And there it is.
There it is, yeah.
So we talked about Twa Nguyen and Pak Yang, and they're winning, but that's not a major
That is
margin.
not very big of a margin. It's very close.
And the young guns coming to the challenge.
Carissa
Here
and
they
Dave
come.
had a great performance there. And then, as we said, Claire Kim and Johnny Nguyen just not too far behind.
No, they're
So,
right there as well. And those were the 3 that we didn't highlight them on purpose. We just knew them, and they kind of, true to form, came out there and made us look good. But it's interesting because Carissa Fu and David Chan are the young guns coming in here to challenge the seasoned veterans. So it could be
quite a battle.
Yeah,
here
it's a
as
battle
we go.
that I'm glad you're here because we're going to do it together. I'm looking forward to this one for sure.
Starting off round 2 in the over 30 pairs division, Ayers and Ha.
So here we go. Jessica Ayers and Kwan Jin Ha now enter the competition area. The highlighted athlete in round 2 will be Kwan Jin Ha. Kwan Jin Ha is from world champion Taekwondo Fairfield, coached by himself. He is the coach. He's 39 years of age from Fairfield, Connecticut. He attended the University of Connecticut with a degree in business and tech. He's the 2018 World Championships Poomsae bronze medalist. He also won a gold at the 2018 National Championships and also followed that up with a 2019 National Championships gold medal as well and the Pan Am Championships gold medal in 2018. So 18 to 19, really good to Kwan Jin Ha. He likes to ski, play basketball, and play the drums in his spare time. Highlighted athlete round 2, Kwan Jin Ha.
And KJ has already made the U.S. team here as part of the 3-man over 30 team. So he's going for his second spot on the team here. A very difficult form to keep together and to keep synced. Doing Chung Kwan here, it's a really hard form, especially with that jump kick. To get that jump kick synced together with a partner is very hard. They did a good job with it.
Yeah, so you say he made the team. So his teammates were to make that team. Do you remember off the top of your head here at this Poomsae Grand Slam?
Put me on the spot, Jason.
No, I know, but I'm trying to remember as well. You think between the two of us we would know?
It was 2 days ago.
I'm hoping Coach knows his players, but it's okay. It's okay. He'll spend some time with them when they go to World Championships, so they'll all get together. I put him on the spot. I love it. I love it. So again, solid performance by Jessica and KJ. That's their round 2.
Up next, Men Chavez and Wong.
And now Kim and Chavez and Justin Wong enter the competition area. Justin Wong, the highlighted athlete here in round 2 from Just TKD, 38 years of age from LA, California. Graduated college in 2002, doesn't want us to know where. Hit the World Cup in Wuxi in 2019, he won a gold for the under 40 male category, and also in Wuxi, he won a gold in the 31 plus male team. At the national championships, he won a silver medal in the under 40 individual Poomsae, and he owns his own taekwondo studio called Just TKD. Highlight athlete here in round 2, Justin Wong.
And again, a little bit modest on his bio there, because Justin was a pairs gold medalist in 2013 at World Championships. His pairs partner being Rosalind Lee.
Yeah, Rosalind Lee, I've seen her name now on a lot of bios for coaching, so
yeah,
looks like Rosalind's doing a little bit of coaching now.
Oh, she's also competing though.
Fantastic.
So. So a strong performance of Chung Kwan.
This in move is called what? What were we going to call that?
Pushing palm blocks.
Pushing palm, I like it. We weren't sure. We didn't think that's the boulder push. That's not the exact same.
No. Definitely
So-
different than Bowie McGee.
We call it the energy release, but that was just something that we were looking for something to call it throughout the competition. And again, there's no technical term name. It doesn't look like so. Chung Kwan, one of the highest of the black belt forms. And again, Min Chavez and Wang do a really good job on it. So Justin Wong, Kim and Chavez staying with it. Up next, Art.
Up next, Fu and Chan.
So up next, the pair, I should say, that's sitting in second place right now, not far behind.
By not much. Yeah.
Yeah, it's David Chan and Carissa Fu at 31 and 30, the youngest athletes in this division. We talked about the young ones. Can they come up and do it? David Chan from CWTKD Boston, coached by Dan Chuang. David's 31 years of age from Quincy, Massachusetts. I know he has a degree in physical therapy. I don't know where that's from. He's giving me all kinds of initials. He had a quality phase 3 competition, and he enjoys hanging out with Carissa in his spare time, which is his wife out there on the mat.
Yeah, now Dave competed quite a bit a while back, and he's taken some time off to complete all that schooling he's done. And he's just getting back into it now. So this is that first form was a great performance for just getting back at this level of competition. And it's looking really strong here too.
Yeah, they're really challenging right now, and that's something I noticed that They haven't competed against this team. I would definitely say some of the teams that are probably been in this division now for 3, 4, 5, even longer years haven't
Right.
seen these young kids. So these would be
Yeah.
definitely the young ones in the division. Can they come up? And we would call it a mild upset if they were able to do it. They're both elite athletes. Chris and Fu on many national teams.
Yes. Putting out a very strong performance here.
A solid round 2 for the team of Chris and Fu and David Chan. So
Yeah, I
will
think they're gonna stay right up there.
Yeah, it's going to put some pressure. It's definitely going to put pressure on Twa Win and Pak Young, because that's another one, and they're right on their heels right now. So again, we'll try to get the referees that are calling this and officiating this round. But just know that they are working so hard, 3 days straight of tons of competition for these officials.
Up next, Doolittle and Joe.
So two Doolittle and Brian Joe entering the competition area now. Brian Joe, the highlighted area here for round number 2. Brian Joe is from Duong Lee Martial Arts and coached by Sang Jae Lee. He's 52 years of age from Puryearville, Virginia. He attended Yongin University. He says he graduated, it must have been a long time ago. He's the 2019 U.S. national team member in the pairs. The highlight athlete here is Brian Joe. Again, we talked about it before. This should be interesting. Two Doolittle out of northern Texas. Brian Joe out of Virginia.
Yeah, it's a very difficult thing to work with a pairs partner when you're not right there in the same gym all the time. You have to really plan out your workouts. You have to make sure that you get together enough so that you can work together. And that time that you do spend together, you got to really be intense with your training. And we all know that too is going to keep everything intense when she's training.
I don't think there's any question about it. A very intense woman that has been in the martial art world and taekwondo world for a very long time.
Yeah.
And her son is an excellent sparring competitor as well, and her husband helps out at all kinds of events. He's honestly, he's one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet.
Yep.
One of the hardest workers. He'll help
Absolutely.
out anytime.
Yeah.
So
It's always fun having Rod around.
yeah, right. Rod is a great guy. So we know you're watching, Rod. So shout out to Rod Doolittle and of course Nathaniel.
Yeah.
Two doing a great job out
They
here.
did
in
a
the
great
partner,
job
yeah.
on that form. I mean, they're sticking right with, as we
Yeah, this
said,
is
with
competitive.
these younger competitors, but they're sticking right with them.
Yeah, and again, the coach seems pretty happy there as
Yes.
they're coming off the mat. So
Yep.
really clean performance. Up next, another young team at 33 and 39. It's Claire Kim, Johnny Nguyen.
Up next, Kim and Wen.
So Claire Kim, Johnny Nguyen entering the competition area. Johnny Nguyen, highlight athlete from NB Taekwondo, 33 years of age from Chandler, Arizona. He attended Arizona State University and graduated in 2010 with a kinesiology degree. Johnny is the 2018 bronze medalist at the Taipei World Championships. In 2010, he made the U.S. national team in sparring in the under 54 kilogram division. I love it when they give us the sparring stuff as well here. 2007 U.S. Open gold medalist in sparring and individual Poomsae gold medalist, so double gold in 07 in Poomsae in sparring. In 2006, you talked about him. He's on the World Championship
He was
Poomsae
on the
team.
very first U.S. team to go to World Championships for Poomsae.
Johnny enjoys skateboarding, guitar, and he enjoys eating Chipotle.
And as I talked about, they were both on that very first team. Claire as an individual in her division, and Johnny as part of the three-man team that year.
Johnny made that three-man team here, so that was one of his teammates. Could that be it? Could it have been Johnny Nguyen, or is he for the teammates of of KJ.
Is he?
I'm guessing.
Well,
I think
you're stumping
so.
me because I cannot remember.
I think so. We'll find
You
out.
know,
We'll find out.
sometimes these guys switch team members too. You
Yeah,
know,
you're
they
right.
Keep on,
You're used
you
to
know,
seeing
they
them on
keep
one
me on
team.
my toes. And,
Coach is used to seeing them on one team, but sure enough, they show up on another successful team. That's a successful form for Johnny
great.
Nguyen and Claire Kim. So scores are coming in. I'm trying to stay out of it. You'll see it when we see it. But we have our leaders coming up next, Twa Nguyen and Pak Sung Yang.
Up next, Wen and Young.
So entering the competition arena is Twa Nguyen and Pak Young. The highlight athlete, Pak Young, he owns Young Masters United Taekwondo Center. He's his own coach. He's 45 years of age, and he's got so many gold medals, I don't know where to start. He won the World Cup in Wuxi, China. He won a gold medal there. He won the President's Cup in 2019, also a gold medal. He won the gold medal at the National Championships. He won a gold medal at the U.S. Open. All golds in 2019 for Pak Sung Yang. He likes to play video games with his son and daughter at home in his spare time, and I know that's the only recent success is on this sheet here for us here, his bio here.
Yeah, so Pook and Twa have been working together as a pair for quite a number of years now, 2 or 3 years. I think they've been working together as pairs, and they really are sharp together. But again, two athletes who don't live near each other, they have to get together and they have to find ways of working together and getting time to get their sync together and make sure that they're doing things the right way.
It looks like they're doing a good job of it because they're dead on right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, outstanding synchronization.
That was a
there.
really great performance, but you know, the performance before by Claire and Johnny was also great. I don't know. I might go out on a limb and say, if in this round, it's going to be so close.
Yeah, there could be a chance. There could be a chance that Johnny Nguyen and Claire Kim could be moving up the leaderboard. Let's find out. We just one more. No more pairs. I beg your pardon. No, there is one more pair.
One more pair. Yeah.
One more pair. Sorry about that.
Up next, Lee and Kim.
So this is Sung Jin Lee and Jin Hyuk Kim. They are the last pair. The highlight athlete will be Jin Hyuk Kim. He is from JK United Taekwondo. That's his own club. He's 38 years of age. His hometown is now the United States. He's from Korea. In 2019, he won the World Taekwondo President's Cup gold medal in the 30-plus team. At the 2018 U.S. Open, he also won a male team 30-plus gold medal. He likes music and reading in his spare time. Highlight athlete, Jin Kim.
You know, I've seen Jin around a little bit, but I haven't really gotten a chance to work with him or see him a lot. So he's doing a great job here right now. Coming up a good kick together. This is a very powerful part of Chung Kwan, where you really got to get that arm moving and get that body weight shifted into those techniques and really put a lot of good power into those punches on that part. And, good sync on the kick there as well. Good performance.
Scores coming up after round 2. Here's the round 2 score coming momentarily.
See
And there
what
it is. And
there it is now.
Twa Win and Pak Young. But you talked about
We talked
Claire
about
Kim and Johnny Wynn having a high score. Not only did it 8.06
They
there.
had a high score, but it wasn't quite a bit
It wasn't.
enough
And look at
to get
this.
into
It
Poke
vaulted
and
them
Twa.
into second place. And you talked about that
Yeah.
coveted. Look, this is anyone's.
And look how close in second place.
Right.
2/100th of a point. We got 2 more forms to go, so that
Right.
could change.
Yeah, dramatically here. But right now, Twa Win and Pak Yang in control. And they've moved out, extended their lead a bit after 2 rounds. Still, anyone's match here is whoever can take this can move on and win this championship. But you talked about the all-important, just in case.
And it is important because we know already that Twa already has 2 spots on the team. So this would be her 3rd spot, and one of those spots has to go. So
Kicking off round 3 in the pairs division, Men Chavez and Wong.
So this is round 3, and we talked about it. It's the all-important moving round. Is if you want to move up that leaderboard, you know where you sit now halfway through the competition.
Yeah.
You have 2 more forms, 2 more chances to earn your spot on that World Championship team that will compete a little later this year in Herning, Denmark. So an important time.
So, yeah, as we go into this, now we're doing Pyeongwon for this 3rd form. And we've talked about this before, that Pyeongwon can really be a tough form to do with these kicks and holding balance and making sure that you hit those kicks in the transition as you turn. That can be critical. I mean, just a little bit off on one of those kicks. Just a bit on the sink, but picking it right back up again, and a good performance by Kim and Justin.
Up next, Ayers and Ha.
And entering the competition area is Kwanjin Ha. We call them KJ Ha. And Jessica Ayers. Not sitting in the top 3 now, so we're going to have to make a little bit of a jump. In order to do that, going to have to come out and really nail Pyeongwon.
Yeah.
Well, you talked about it, one of the shorter forms, one of the more difficult
One of the shorter
forms.
ones, but one of the more difficult ones. When it comes to those transitions, they have to be right on, spinning into that kick. You don't want to be overthrowing your weight into the kick, or else you're just going to throw yourself off balance and have a stumble there that's just too costly to have. And the 2 of them, good.
Yeah, made it through that transition without any major bobbles, no doubt about it.
Yeah, looking sharp. And again, a second side. And looking sharp into that form.
Oh, it's really good performance
Looking
by
sharp,
this team.
yeah.
This pair really hit it good there. So well done for
Like you
KJ
said,
Ha.
this could be the transition round, you know,
Yes.
that round, and they came out knowing that and showing that they are not giving up yet. They're going for it.
Yeah, that's well done. Well executed by KJ Ha, Jessica Ayers. They're looking for a jump up the leaderboard. They possibly could have got it.
Up next, Wen and Yang.
So walking into the competition area now is our leaders, Twa Win and Pak Young. Again, one of the most experienced pair here in the division, and showing it here with a solid lead. Not an insurmountable lead as you talked about.
No,
but
it's
solid.
definitely not a. It's not a lead that they can just sit on at any time. With 2 forms left, there's a couple of those pairs that could really push them and take their spot. So.
The technique is so clean. A
Yeah.
little bit off there,
Again,
though. That was
they're-
interesting. They were
These
a
two
little
are
off
showing
the
that, the reason why they are champions. They have that ability to, a little stumble there. That could cost them.
And a little bit off on sync there.
A little bit off.
They might have opened the door just a bit
They
for
might have.
these younger
They
teams
might have.
to come in and challenge them now going into round 4. So it's going to be interesting. The other teams don't get to see that. And that's
They
interesting
don't.
because they're back
So-
waiting to compete. So
Yeah, so they really can't base it off that. They just have to come out and put it, do their very best that they can. Right from the start. But that may have caused an opening that could allow someone else to challenge them.
Up next, Lee and Kim.
So it's Sung Jin Lee and Jin Hyuk Kim entering the competition arena. Again, we talked about Pyongyang being one of those forms that can sort of separate. It can maybe vault you to a championship here in a team spot. A couple of major mistakes could end your day at that team spot. So this is interesting that this form happens to come up in round number 3.
But the forms are all selected randomly before the competition. And so when you're training, when you're getting ready, you have to be, we have an 8 form that they can choose from. So you have to be ready to do all 8 forms. And here at this competition, they're coming out and doing 4 out of the 8 forms, but they didn't know till recently which 4 they were going to do.
That's a great performance there by this team.
Yes,
But
it
tell me
was.
this: when do they know? When do they find out?
Usually the forms come out about a week before the
Oh,
competition.
that much time. Okay.
At our USAT events, that's what we've normally done. But at World Championships, it's only the night before.
Wow.
So
the most prepared athletes at the World Championship typically come away with champions. They're prepared to do all 8.
They're prepared to do all 8.
They're prepared to do them at a high level as well, clearly. So.
Up next, Doolittle and Joe.
Now, Tu Doolittle and Brian Joe entering the competition area for their 3rd round performance of Pyongyang. And at 52 years and 55 years of age here, they are the most senior athletes in this division.
They got off a little bit with their timing after the kick and on that double knife hand block, but they kind of getting back together again here, getting their sync back. And off a little bit on that last kick.
Yeah, just a little bit off timing.
Timing-wise, yeah.
And you could see it. It was evident to us here. It's evident to me, the untrained eye, to look for it. But it's pretty obvious. So if it's obvious to me, I'm obviously the judges are going to see that well, and they're going to score accordingly.
Up next, Kim and Wen.
So the team that started in third place after round 1, then after round 2, jumped up to second place.
Second place, yeah.
So now, again, we talked about the door possibly being slightly open.
So let's see what they can do with that here, and if they can give out that A+ performance they need to close that gap.
Oh, that's a good performance.
That was a
is it
strong
enough?
performance.
Is it enough?
Is it enough? I'm not too sure. I think it was very good, but I'm not sure if it's going to be able to pull off, you know, and jump ahead of our leaders that are
Very clean,
very experienced.
Yeah, and the leaders, you know, for me, the leaders, they may have been off a little bit, but their kicks are so technically sound.
so
I mean,
good.
such a high caliber of kicking. So it's going to be interesting to see, is it enough to catch up to the leading Wen and Yang?
Our last competitors of round 3, Fu and Chan.
So here again, these two were not far behind our leaders, so this can be an opportunity for them to step up and really put out a good performance.
Yeah, just 2. You talked about it. Just 0.2 behind the second place team.
On the
right
second
now.
place team,
So,
and not far from the first place.
Right. So again, a really big, solid, high-scoring form here could vault him definitely into second and possibly right near the first place team.
And then it wasn't 0.2; it was 0.02.
I beg your pardon.
Was,
Yes.
Yeah. So
So
they're
that's
very close.
2 100s.
Right. Oh, and unfortunately, we had a little shift in her step there.
Great kicking.
Yeah. A sharp performance. I don't know that if it's going to be enough to take over the leaderboard, but it very well could have made up that 0.02 difference for the second place.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Not enough, in my not professional opinion, to.
We got to make you a professional about this.
Well,
Poomsae stuff.
I'm getting closer as I've had, 450,000 forms being shown to me over the last 3 days. So I'm getting better, but I don't think that's enough. And it's going to be interesting because it's a tough form here. So
Wow, the score's
there's
come
a
up.
score.
And
Wow,
we are a little bit surprised here with that score for Carissa and Dave.
Yeah, I thought it was a solid form, and the judges didn't agree at all.
Right.
So they're still sitting in third place, but they've dropped a little bit. But interesting enough, here comes Minchavez and Wang. They kind of moved up the leaderboard a little bit here, but still, it's those 3 teams. And at the end of the day, as this gets a little further and a little further with one more round, it might be a battle for second place.
Right.
And you talked about it, and I'm going to continue to talk about it. The all-important.
It is an important battle for second place
alternate
because
spot, right?
Because it's that alternate spot,
and it may not be alternate. You might be the team member as of 30 minutes from now.
Right.
When he goes, hey, I'm not doing that. I'm going to stick with this, or I'm not doing that. And again, they don't have to make that decision now.
They don't make that decision today. They have actually, I believe it is 2 weeks.
And this is new.
To make that decision because it is a new rule, they do have to, but they do have to declare it soon enough so that the coaching staff can make sure that we have the right person in line and that they're training and getting ready for the World Championships if they get that spot.
And kicking off the final round of this division, Kim and Wen.
So it's Johnny Nguyen and Claire Kim in their final form of choreo. And sitting in second place, they have to go first here in the final round. But what they can do is they can put pressure on everyone else to end this competition.
Claire is already a member of our U.S. team for Denmark, as she is part of the 3-person team with Trois. And Kathy Doe is their 3rd team member. So she's already part of our U.S. team.
Yeah, she's already on her way to Denmark with this team. And that's a solid choreo for these guys. We'll see what kind of pressure they can put.
Yeah, good performance there. And see if it keeps them up there nice and high in the standings.
Up next, Wen and Yang.
So Trois Nguyen, Pak Yang, our leaders after 3 rounds now enter the competition area. Their final round of Poomsae will be choreo. And can they cement their spot on the national team here with an excellent performance?
These guys are doing a fantastic job at sticking together with their timing. As we've said before, their kicks are phenomenal.
Yeah, their kicking is really such a high caliber.
And their power and their timing is very good together. That was a solid performance, and they're not giving anybody any space to move forward.
It'd be interesting. I mean, I've seen some of the groups a little bit younger be a little more in sync, but they're not as technically as good as them.
Right. Yeah.
Right. I mean, I saw one of the forums. I thought Christopher and Dave Chan. I thought they were more in sync than anybody. But the way that they kick and the caliber that they kick, it's just at another level. It really is. And that's not a
and it's
knock
that
at all.
performance factor, it's the confidence factor that they show when they perform too. They know, they've had that those performances, and they know they can put out a great performance.
Ayers and Ha.
So it's KJ Ha and Jessica Ayers now entering the competition area for their 4th and final round. They had a really good 3rd round. Jumped way up the leaderboard after the 3rd round. Can they follow it up here in the 4th round and move spots again?
So we had a solid performance there from KJ and Jessica.
Yeah, KJ Ha doing some coaching here as well. Is that correct?
Yeah. KJ coaches quite a few athletes from Connecticut. They have a good, strong team that he really pushes to come out to national competitions and to the higher levels of competition.
Yeah, and I just feel like they've gotten better and better as the competition's gone on. Maybe more comfortable, if you will.
Right.
Up next, Menchavez and Wong.
So it's Justin Wong, Kim, and Chavez. Their final round.
And they did really push it in that third round, and they moved themselves up to fourth place and closing in on the third place standing. So let's see how they can do this. A little bit shaky coming out of the kick there. Ending that fourth round strong.
Up next, Lee and Kim.
So it is Sung Jin Lee and Jin Hyuk Kim entering the competition arena for their fourth and final Poomsae of choreo. No, great flexibility there. Just really snap it up. Base high, no problem at all.
So now these athletes were a little bit lower in the standings. I don't really think they're going to have the opportunity to move up too far or to get one of those coveted spots. But this is important for them to get out there and perform and to feel good about that final performance they do at this Poomsae Grand Slam and get that experience level. As I said, any time out on that mat is good experience, and that's what an event like this Grand Slam is doing for our Poomsae program in the United States. It's giving athletes opportunities to improve all the time. And I know that's what USAT Center of Excellence is all about.
Yeah, it is.
Improving their athletes, right?
Without a doubt, and that's exactly why this competition is here. That's why it's in this format, and that's why we think that the elite athletes in this organization, USA Taekwondo, will benefit greatly.
They will.
From events just like this. Excellent performance there by Lee and Kim.
Yeah.
So 2 more pairs here, and we will have ourselves
Up next,
champion
Doolittle and Joe.
So Tu and Brian are really really doing well here. They're sticking together. Their sync is together well. They are. Again, they might be out of the contention for one of those top 2 spots, but they are giving it their all and having just a great performance for their last time on the mat together at this Grand Slam. Good performance.
Yeah, in solidly for Doolittle and Joe. So two Doolittle and Brian Joe in the competition today in excellent fashion, and Coach feels comfortable as they come off very pleased with their performance. You talked about ending on a positive note. Some of these guys have more competition to do today.
Oh, yeah.
So you got to stay positive. This is clearly a marathon and not a sprint. So
but here's going to be a big one for this performance. We know these.
Our last competitors of the pairs division, Fu and Chan.
And we know this pair is right in contention. And if they can put out a really good performance here, it can make a big difference.
yeah, you're right. Again, right now with the lead being solid by Twa, Nguyen, and Pak Yang.
But we're still talking about that second place
Yeah,
spot.
exactly. It's a solid if right now.
Right.
You know, there's a good chance, and I say good chance, 50-50 that they drop an event or she drops an event. And if she has to drop one, it might be this one.
It could be.
Then this is for a chance at the World
Right.
Championships. Oh, they're really on right now.
They're going for it. Seeing a great performance. Like you said, a little bit younger side of the division, and they are showing that. They're really putting it out there, getting those nice high kicks.
One line left. They have a shot. They really have a real shot here.
Really good
David.
performance here.
Real shot. Couple more moves. It's time to put Coach Turgeon on the spot. It's his last Poomsae here. Did they do it? Did they vault up to second place? We don't know the scores, so
we don't
I'm
know the
totally
score
putting
yet,
them on the
and,
spot. Let's do it.
I'm gonna say that I think they may have.
Okay, I actually agree. That was outstanding performance.
That was a great
Is it good
performance.
enough? And we don't know, just like you guys don't know, so we're going to see here momentarily. So it's going to give us the round 4 score, and then the composite or the in total score, and we're going to find out.
And there are the scores, and that
gonna be
was a
close.
stellar performance
Wow,
by Carissa
they
and
won,
Dave.
They won the round.
They
won
won
it
that round, and
by
and
.10.
let's see where it puts them on the overall.
Is it enough?
Standing.
It's enough.
It is enough.
They
for them
move
to
into
get-
second place,
yeah,
so that
and
could be huge.
It could
but it
be.
is
We
all
have
Twa.
that, all
Win.
Twa and Poke, and they were solid through the whole thing, but they got that first place win. But then we will see what their decision is and who is actually going to be our team member for representing us in Denmark.
Again, folks, if you haven't joined us till late, Twa Nguyen and Pak Yang win another championship here in the 31 and over pairs Poomsae, but there's a chance that they may not be able to select that spot for whatever reason. Maybe they're in multiple divisions, and if that's the case, then second place does go.
It does
and
go.
at this point, that 8.20 by Carissa Fu and Dave Chan vaulted them into the second place spot, which ultimately could send them to
It could send them to World
Denmark,
Championships,
yes.
or at least to the Pan Am
Championship. Yeah,
Championships.
exactly.
So it gives them that alternate and that opportunity to represent the United States.
What a pressure-packed performance.
International.
An incredible performance by these athletes. Wow. All I can say is wow.
Those were great performances there.
So congratulations to our top 3. That's Claire Kim and Johnny Nguyen. Our second place team, Carissa Fu and David Chan. And our champions, Twa Nguyen and Pak Yang. We're going to be back with our winners momentarily. And you've been watching the Poomsae Grand Slam final live here from the National Center of Excellence in Colorado Springs, chopping it up with Jason and David and Danny and Jose and Steve, and see you momentarily. Wow, just great competition. Let's give it up for these 30 and over pairs competitors. Unbelievable job for you guys. Amazing. The high caliber technique and kicking, just outstanding. We're gonna go through our bronze, silver, and gold medalists here today. In third place, Claire Kim, Johnny Nguyen. Please step forward. Please step forward, yeah, right there. In second place, it's Carissa Fu and David Chan. You guys will come right here. Come right here. Come over here. And our champions here in the over 30 pairs Poomsae, Twa Nguyen, Pak Young. Outstanding job. Park Young.
Yes, sir.
Another national team spot. I say this a lot to both of you. Another chance to compete for the Team USA. How'd you guys do it here today? Just outstanding performance.
Yeah, with my pair partner, it was just, I guess, great sync. We did well. We trained together. We, huh? My family. She's keep telling me that I have to give a shout out to my family.
We'll let you, don't worry.
All right. I mean, she's just great. I have a great partner. That's why I think our pair is great. Yeah.
There's no question you guys are great. Twa?
It's on me.
Twa, how do you want to answer that?
I have to say that we just move similarly, and I don't think that's a compliment to me because that means I move like a guy, so that ain't good. But I do want to say that my ability to do what I do is because of the support that I get from my teammates Kathy and Claire and my best friend Courtney. Thank you guys, and Poke.
And of course, Pokes, you almost forgot you. Do you want to give a shout out to anybody out there?
I mean, I love to shout out to first my son, Aiden, Jacob, Jessica is my daughter, and my love of my wife, Unju Yang. And Because their support, I cannot be here, and also my students and instructors, masters who's out there and cheering, looking through the YouTube channel right now. Yeah, I wanted to say thank you at this time. Yeah, thank you.
Toi?
Oh, I already said everything.
She made sure she shouted. Okay, let's do it one
My
more time.
family, I'm sorry. All my family back at home in Seattle, Washington, and I do have a sister in Aurora. So thank you, you guys. They follow me everywhere. They're stalking me. And my coach, of course, Coach Maves, who prepares me to be this strong, so I can walk like a guy.
Outstanding performance by these athletes. Give it up one more time. And of course, our champions. And our champions, Toi Nguyen and Pak Young. Well done, guys. Okay, competition's not done yet. This is session 18, so we're going to be on to 19, 20, 21. We might go to 100. Again, this is the 2020 Poomsae Grand Slam Final here at the National Center of Excellence. You saw these great athletes. We've got more great athletes to come, so don't go anywhere. You've been chopping it up with Jason and the pairs over 30.